Stevie, cheers for jumping on and doing this. You're the jumping in as the guest host once again, mate, so I appreciate you coming on.
We couldn't get anybody else hired.
30 year olds.
That was the last resort.
you know that's the drill, mate. And obviously, Ross, we've got you on to talk. Finally, you're matched, and
I know.
What a fight! It honestly feels like an eternity. I was looking back there to that bloody bloodbath with Dalby. That was what, June last year.
Many brain cells ago.
If nothing else, that's a fight most people, especially in the UK, they'll not forget that one, man. That was insane.
Not a bad spot.
But obviously, COVID aside, you know, it's been a crazy period for you. What's it been? I know we'll not go into it. I know there was obviously issues at Cage Warriors, but you finally you left Cage Warriors, signed with Bellator, and waiting to get matched at Bellator. Obviously, then COVID kicked in. What's this time been like for you? Been away from the cage and with everything else going on? Has it been difficult? Has it been frustrating?
Frustrating in just in the fact, obviously, it just meant I wasn't going to be fighting for even longer because I was obviously it's been over a year now. But in terms of like training, that's not been too bad because I run the gym up at HMAC, and obviously that was closed down, so I didn't really have to do anything. Not that I do a lot anyway, but I just literally had to train, and that was it. You didn't really have obviously like running in the gym and all that. It takes up a bit of time and like coaching and all that, so I didn't have to do any of that. I just concentrated on my own training. You know, I did what I could do, given under the circumstances. You know, so where it's a lot on the, I don't want to bore everyone to death. You know, where it's a lot on my conditioning and working on my skills, as every fighter would have, I'm sure. You know, but it was quite cool, man. A bit of a break, just whatever. You got to play the card you dealt.
That's it. And obviously when you are fighting and you're going from camp to camp and stuff like that, when you get a long break like this, does it give you an opportunity just to let the body heal and give yourself that time?
Yeah, I reckon so. That was a good thing. Obviously, last one was a big fight, and the fight before that was a big fight in terms of like damage taken. You know, it was always good to let the body heal. But I didn't want that longer time out, which gave me a good chance to work on my defensive skills. You know what I mean? Because I think maybe get drawn to the scraps too much. You know what I mean? So I think obviously this next matchup, I can't afford to get touched up as much as I have in my past two fights. You know what I mean? So I've been working on that and just leveling up as a fighter. And I think I'm stepping up to Bellator. And obviously, like before signing with them, we had a discussion that we weren't going to be just kind of like being. Like just going on an undercard on like a regional show, you know, we knew we were going to get big names. Like we were meant to have Neiman Gracie now, obviously MVP, you know, so it's always going to be big fights. So I knew I had to up the skill level a wee bit in different aspects, you know. So it's good. It gave me a bit of time, and we're looking forward to showcasing it.
Yeah, is it just then continuing on for that? You had that mentality in Cage Warriors before you had the belt. The aim was always to get to the top and win the belt, and is that just basically carried on now in with your Bellator career as that kicks off?
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't think there's obviously a difference in skill level in the opponents. Obviously Lima's the champ and he's a beast, but I'm never there to make up the numbers. You know what I mean? So I'm confident against anyone I step in against, and you know, I think it'll take a couple of fights to get up there, but after beating MVP, you know, I'll kind of like work on my skills a bit more. Then we'll have the next challenge, and then when it comes, man. But always, yeah, you got to aim for the top, man. It's or else it's pointless. And obviously, let's say aim for the top UFC and all that. It's just a different route, man. Because I'll get that Bellator title, then we see what's up.
And I guess the thing with MVP as well is, although he's not the champion, I would probably argue that fans would probably be more familiar with MVP than he actually would be with a lemur. That he's got that.
I was saying that
marketability. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like, or even like when I was fighting Neiman Gracie, because I think like even they're both kind of tough in their own respects, complete opposites. Like, but maybe I'd imagine like I reckon Neiman Gracie's maybe a harder fight because he's a really really high level wrestler, and obviously he's one of the best grapplers on the planet. So. You know, but obviously no one knows him unless you're a die-hard fan. You know what I mean? It's so MVP. It's a win-win MVP. You know, even like I'm just happy how things have played out. Obviously I was asking for the MVP fight, but I wasn't really sure it would materialise. You know, I didn't really, from his point of view, I didn't know if there was much in it for him. You know, in terms of like market value. but here we are, man. I feel like in hindsight now, if someone had told me, you know, I feel like this is bigger. Yeah, like you, the UFC, like but I feel like this fight for me is bigger in developing my career than like a UFC prelim fight ever could have done against like a random guy in the prelims. Even though they would have been a high level fighter, I feel like for my long term career, once I beat MVP, it's gonna rocket me up there amongst the, you know, the big names.
Yeah, and in terms of obviously the UK fans, they know they're familiar with. They know who you are, but an American audience won't be familiar with you, but they will be with MVP. So, for that point of view, it definitely grows your profile.
Yeah, I've never been called a can so many times in my life.
I was going to
an undefeated can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Which, when you see stuff like that, but you've just got to go, well, it's going to be an opportunity to shut this guy up and prove him wrong. Because I mean, I think with most of the people saying that online, you probably click on a profile and you're generally going to find they're going to be based out in the States. Yeah,
I was about to say it's these stupid Yankees. I've got family over there actually, yeah. But you know, they're not. There's a few of them who are kind of like, you know, they live in a bit of a bubble, don't they?
Aye.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it is what it is, and it, like you say, it makes it all the sweeter once I beat him. I'm just going to get these casual fans on my side. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people tune in to watch him lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of fan. He's got a big fan base, but you know, people like to see him knock people out, but they also want to see him get knocked out. You know what I mean? So it's going to work in my favour. It's a big fight. I'm buzzing.
And I'd love to bring you in this, Stevie, as well, because you're a fighter. What do you think then of this matchup? How it's a massive opportunity for Ross. It's a great matchup.
I think stylistically it's a great match for Ross. To be honest, I like the match stylistically. I mean, he's obviously all his games kind of kickboxing, striking, staying at range. But Ross is an intelligent fighter, man. He'll walk him down. Do you know what I mean? He's not got to just stand at range and play his game. And I think he's like a bit of a showman in that. I don't think Ross will fall for any of that. Do you know what I mean? He's been there in like tough fights already. It's not like a lot of guys at MVP fights, man. A lot of them they're cans. Like, do you know what I mean? He's getting like easy picked fights a lot of the time. Do you know what I mean? Ross is a high level fighter. I think grappling advantage is massive for Ross. And the striking, man, I've got Ross advantage in the striking too. He just needs to close. Like, he closes that distance and he's in baller. And I think Ross is bigger too. There's a bigger welterweight. I think a lot of things are going in his favour. But like you say, MVP's it's a perfect fight to get for your first fight because you've got absolutely nothing to lose and you've got everything to gain. So
exactly,
it's a good name to take, man, and it gets you right up there if you get that win. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. It just needs to be switched on, really, because obviously, don't want to, you know, I think like when I watched him fight Paul Daly, you know, Daly was patient. Daly didn't really take too much damage, but he was patient, but almost too patient. And like you say, if you stay on the outside too much, he might not
pick you off,
hurt you, but he'll just like outpoint me. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's that kind of Taekwondo style. Do you know what I mean? They'll just kind of stay on the outside.
And then I'm thinking, like, see, I was going to be patient, like pressure, but patient pressure, and a lot of feints and that. But it's like, you know, obviously he's good at judging distance as well. Sorry, that was me. I might have to quickly advance out for 2 seconds. He's good at judging distance as well. So see, I'm thinking if I'm trying to close him down, he's quite good at circling away. I might have to roll the dice and like actually like try and get on him. You know, I get touched, man. But obviously that's the plan. To get in on him, and
you're probably going to have to take a couple on the way in. Do you know what I mean? Like, because that's his game. Do you know what I mean? And he is good at it. Do you know what I mean? That is his game.
Yeah,
just hang off. But
punch or two.
But I mean, fighting MVP, expecting not to get punches like jumping in water and expecting not to get wet, it's going to happen. It's just going to happen. It's just
exactly.
The other cool thing about this as well is just where the fight is. So obviously. It's well documented. MMA's not been legal in France for so long, and it's pretty cool that Bellator are getting to put on the first big show there. Because normally in these circumstances you think it would be the UFC, but Bellator, Scott Coker's done a wonderful job. He's getting there. He's putting on a big show there, so you get to go out there and sort of entertain the French fans as well. I'm not sure if there's going to be fans in or not, or how it will work.
Yeah, but, it's going to be 5,000 up to 5,000, but believe it when I see it.
Oh, cool.
Aye, that's it. Are you kind of hoping there is fans in there? Would it bother you much if it was empty, or have you got a preference? Would you like to experience that?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind fighting in front of no crowd, because I think obviously he's going to get back to normal soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
It'd be cool just to get that in, but whatever, man. Whether there's a crowd there or no crowd, I'll still whooping.
You don't really hear the crowd anyway a lot of the time. I mean, sometimes you feed off it, but you're just tunnel vision usually when you're fighting, man. It's hard enough to hear. It's hard enough to hear a corner at times.
and if he's like showboating and there's no crowd, I'll be like, "What are you doing?"
Fuck you doing?
Entertaining the cleaner.
That is quite funny when you hear the talk between the fighters. It can be quite entertaining in itself.
Yeah, and that's the thing that like Stevie said. Obviously, you spoke to you in the past and all that. I feel like the mental game of the mental aspect of my game is the strongest. You know what I mean? So he can do what he wants, man. Clown around. It's not going to do much. It's not going to affect me in the slightest. You know. Obviously, the feints are different. You know what I mean? I can't bite to his feints and that. You know what I mean? That's the only thing. You know where it's going to be like, because like Stevie on there, you got a good feinter. It's kind of like fuck, what you're going to get. You know what I mean?
Try not to bite it. Try not to bite it
before you've even done anything. You know what I mean? So I'm working with a lot of high level guys with that style. You know what I mean? Who feint a lot and just getting used to, you know, if nothing's happening, just walk off and then reset type stuff.
Have you brought in anybody to spar with Ross for like kind of preparation wise, like your fight? Yeah,
I've got a good guy, Ian O'Hare, who's a high level kickboxer coming up from Glasgow a lot. And then obviously I've done still MMA. You know what I mean? I've had a few spars with people of that style, but I don't know. It's
different, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what I mean. I kind of like obviously I've done my stuff through lockdown with like Edwards Brothers and Till and that. But I've done a lot of training with my guy, sparring with that. You noticed on the last year that Ross Urquhart guy who fought on top.
Yeah, he's a good striker.
Yeah.
That kid, he was good, man.
He's getting good at it. I just finished wrestling, and he's like fucking getting good at everything. He's only 19. He's like 6'5".
I was going to say, man, he is long, he is rangy, so he'll be hitting you for places that you can't reach him, which I'm sure is unfamiliar for you, Ross.
I'm Little Ross now. He came in. I've turned into Little Ross at Savage. Yeah, so I've been working with him, and you know, I kind of like I've got a system that I've done for all my fights. You know what I mean? There's 9 fights right now. It'll be my 10th professional fight, and kind of like I go away for a week. No longer than a week, and then I come back and I've got a small group of work up north, and it's working, man. So bring it on.
Good. That's it, man. It's so has that been in terms of this fight? Do you feel that this is going to be the most tactical you'll need to be in a fight in terms of making sure you're, like you say, not making any mistakes?
Yeah, I think so. I've got a. Yeah, I was speaking to Leon quite a bit about it, because Leon's had some like first-hand experience with him, and like I won't go into it too much. He's got some inside info. I'm just gonna have to, you know, because he's sharp. He's told me MVP's sharp. You know what I mean? But beatable. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna have to, I'm gonna have to think about things. Like I said, my last 2 fights are kind of like I can't afford to get touched too many times, because obviously he throws. He's good at that, like just that blitz cross. You know what I mean? And that can cover a lot of distance quite quick. I don't think he'd be planting his feet and start swinging. He's heavy-handed, but it'd probably be the speed and kind of like that car crash effect. You know what I mean? Kind of 2 things coming at.
Try to walk on the shot. Walking on it.
Yeah, and obviously he's got his knee, so I've got they're the shots. You know what I mean? And he don't fancy eating them, so yeah, we switched on.
Yeah, it's almost.
Is it a 3-rounder? Sorry.
Yeah, 3-rounder.
Is it a 3-round fight?
3-rounder.
Aye.
I'm not. I thought it could have been 3 or 5. I'm fit for either, but 3 rounds. So that's that. The big case 30-footer, I think.
You don't often see like guys get him down and grappling him for long periods. It'd be interesting to see what he's like off his back in that, man, because like most of his fights are majority standing. You don't really see him on his back.
Yeah, that's it. Go on.
Big cage. Aye, with the big cage, it's obviously that plays in his kind of. Benefits him a little bit, you know what I mean? So I cut him off. MVP specific cage. That's the thing. I've seen noticed a few times when if he gets taken down, he's quite. He's not really much of a
doesn't scramble too much. Like I think he's more of a jiu-jitsu grappler than an MMA grappler. You see a lot of strikers that scramble back to their feet. You know what I mean? But I think he doesn't want to expose his back or anything like that. You know what I mean? So he's kind of quite happy to bite, like just get close guard and maybe ride it out. And I think he's got
take much damage.
Back. Yeah, I think he's got a few tricks off his back. So obviously, I'm going there with the mindset that he's going to be really, really athletic, really strong. You know what I mean? In the clinch. A few tricks off his back, man, but we'll crush him. Don't worry about that. We'll get him.
Yeah.
Do you think when you're in there as well with him, because obviously you look at some of his last fights he's been in there and he's gone through, out with Lima, there's a lot of guys who just go through quickly. Do you feel that you are potentially going to surprise him in there, or do you think he's aware of how good you are?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I hope he's respecting me, you know, or else he's going to be in for a rough night. But you know, his coach asked me to go down and spar him a wee while back. So his coach knows who I am. So God knows. I didn't go to spar him. I'd been on the bender for a few days, and I was like, I was going to do it on MVP. And then I spoke to someone. They were like, it's meant to be really. No, but you can't do it all the time. It's meant to be really kind of like the Wild West sparring down there. People getting knocked out left, right, centre. And I'm glad I didn't, because he might have had like a psychological edge on me if I'd gone down and sparred him. You know what I mean? So I didn't do that. But yeah, God knows. I don't know, to be honest. I don't think he's stupid. He's obviously he's an intelligent guy. You know what I mean? I think he'll be prepping.
Was there a potential as well? You could have went and sparred him, and it could have went your way, and this fight never happens.
Exactly. That's it. I think it's worked out well, because obviously with Corona, it's difficult to get a fight out in the States just now. Because UFC are doing it, but so I'd imagine he's only got like the European pool to choose from. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think I'm the best welterweight in Europe just now. You know, so he is that probably up for debate between a few people, but that's you know. So obviously there's only a select pool that he can choose from. You know what I mean? So it's fallen into place, man. And you know, the stars have aligned, and it's time to make our way to the Bellator Gold.
Just as you mentioned that about the way MMA is situated, because it's you're probably not going to get out to America anytime soon to fight, so you are looking at the European guys. If everything goes your way against MVP and you want to get back in there quickly, then do you feel that then limits who you can compete against? Because obviously the guys you would want to be fighting are going to be based out Brazil, America.
Yeah, I don't know. I know, like, I'm trying to think. Obviously, it's Daly. He's a bomber. That's about. I can't think of anyone else, to be honest. Obviously, you got like right now. I'm getting a good opportunity. I'm like the. You know, I'm like, what's the word? I'm like the B-side, you know what I mean? And I know it because, you know what I mean, in terms of like reputation and all that, you know what I mean? So once I beat MVP, it's kind of like, I always want to be going up and up and up. That's why I left Cage Warriors, because I didn't really have any motivation to stay in there. It's kind of like I'll be fighting people who've like, I felt like were below me, you know what I mean? It's, so I'm always, I need to be motivated to fight. So we'll just have to play it, take things as they come, man. So obviously I'll concentrate on this task and then see what's up after that.
I'd quite like, well, we've got you on. I'd love to grab your opinion on the Cage Warriors title fight. Obviously, we've got Adam Proctor, who's fighting Mason Jones, who's actually stepping up. What do you think of that fight?
I don't know. I've trained with Proctor before. He's a big guy, and he's a strong wrestler. I don't know, but Mason's very good at coming forward. A lot of pressure. He's quite, you know, I wouldn't say like wild. You know what I mean? He's a scrapper, isn't he? He comes forward and he's dangerous, man. I don't know. I like Mason. I don't know, man. I think, like I said, I like Mason Jones, but I think, you know, Proctor doesn't really make many mistakes. Do you know what I mean? So if I had to bet, I think Proctor would be favourite to win. But it's, look at me sitting on the fence. I don't know. End of interview.
Cut it out.
That's probably not to think, man. But yeah, I think Proctor's the favourite.
And the other thing I wanted to ask as well, obviously, getting away from Cage Warriors again, I know we won't go into detail with all that, but how good does it feel to be signed in at Bellator and just in there? How happy have you been since you signed with Bellator, and how the promotion have been with you?
Yeah, it's been really good. Yeah, it's been class, to be honest. I think it's just been a step up. And look, Cage Warriors is good, you know what I mean? And I owe them a lot in terms of like getting me the reputation to the level I'm at now, you know, which allowed me to get a good deal. But yeah, man, it's just I think it's just the step. Obviously, it's a step above Cage Warriors in terms of like how it's run and the level of opposition, especially in the welterweight division. So it's been good. Obviously, it's a frustrating time, but it's good. I definitely would, you know, like advise, like from my experience, you know, fighters often come in to have a look what's out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't. Yeah, it's a good promotion. They look after you, and there's good deals. You know what I mean? Even they don't beat around the bush. Obviously, everyone needs to fight for money and all that. And Bellator, they look after you like it's good.
Brilliant. And obviously I know you're limited in time tonight, Ross, so we won't keep you much longer. We'll just quickly with Stevie, the question I always ask you, what's happening, Stevie? Where are we
trying, man. I'm trying. I nearly had a fight.
Yeah, you've been a wee while now, hasn't it, for you?
Yeah, man, I fought in end of February there. So obviously this COVID thing hit right after that, so it was kind of a nightmare for me getting signed to anywhere or that. So James has been talking to a few promotions, like, but I was nearly on Cage Warriors on the Saturday card.
Who you against?
What was the boy's name? Oh, I can't remember his name. He was up here, but I actually sparred one too. I can't remember his name. That's
what, from down south?
Yeah, he's short. He's fighting that. Oh, I can't remember the boy's name.
It's a man fighting another man on Cage Warriors.
It was a man fighting another man. Aye, pretty much, man. But so the fight, he accepted the fight or whatever, and then all of us, apparently got offered me and another guy. Then he changed his mind and he's fighting this other dude now. So I don't.
Shut it.
It's a night. Well, I don't know what's happened, man, but it's an absolute nightmare. So I'm back to square one again.
This weekend, is it this weekend or is it next?
Next weekend.
Aye, so get to see. What card was it on actually?
The Saturday.
Saturday card.
He's fighting a guy for Dungeon MMA now. He just got announced.
Is he fighting Kieran Lister?
Yes, him. So I was meant to fight the other guy.
Kieran beat me as an amateur. He's very good, Kieran.
Yeah.
Wait, is he? I think he's the last dude to beat me. Like,
so it was the other guy I was meant to fight.
He's fighting. I've seen it.
I can't remember.
No one can get this guy's name.
I know.
Mearns.
Oh, right.
Thomas Mearns, that's it.
Yeah. So I thought I had that fight, but I don't know what happened, man. Like I started dying for it and everything. So because like it was pretty much a goer, and then I got down to like 70, 78 or something like that. So I was like on track and everything. Was ready to just book my medicals and all that. You know how expensive all that is. So I was going to get all that sorted. So I'm kind of glad I never paid for all that, and then it never happened. Like, so
at least it would have been covered by the Cage Warriors. So
it's not happening anyway. So I'm back to square one. I'm looking for a fight if anybody can get me on a decent show.
Thomas Mearns is really, really short as well, man. That would you would have a lot of reach on him, like.
Yeah, I kind of briefly sparred one. He was up at our gym. His pals would be Luke Shanks. So it'd been a wee bit awkward, like, because he was a nice enough lad. Like,
he's quite good at coming forward, isn't he? He's not like rolling and all that.
Tough boy, man. He's tough boy. And he fought that Aiden Lee, man. That Aiden Lee's a good fighter. Yeah, that was a real good fight. It was close, man. So like, it wasn't like an easy fighter, that, like. But yeah, that's what you got to get, man. That's the stage I'm at now. I just want to kind of get on a big, like, a decent show, man, and just get my name out there, because I'm not, like I say, I'm not getting any younger now.
You've got the skills to do it, man. Like, you know what I mean? These guys, even like, they're just fucking normal people, man. Once you're in there, I think even higher level than him, man, you'd surprise yourself. You know what I mean? I think you do.
That's it. It's just getting that opportunity, man. Every time it's kind of happened, it's either something I've been injured or it's fell through, or I've not had much luck. So maybe
the key is you've turned 30, you've left the Stevie Mop curse in your 20s now.
That's it.
And it's only good things to come to here.
That's what I do.
I'm a crafty old veteran now. That's me 30. That's me a veteran. Hopefully I get something. Callum's got a good fight. He's out in that Bahrain. He's fighting on that Brave card soon. So that'll be good too, man. Yeah, I think they pay well in that as well, man. I think like there's good cash, so that's what you're wanting.
That's what we want, baby.
Yeah, a bit of cash.
A bit of money. Well, listen, Ross, obviously we'll let you go. I know you didn't have much time tonight, so we appreciate the time that you've given us, mate, and obviously best of luck when the fight comes. I'm sure everybody in Scotland will be rooting for you, mate.
I'll get it done, boys. Trust me.
Brilliant.
All the best, Ross. All the best.
Nice one, lads. Right, take it easy.
Cheers, Ross.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks very much.